after hauling us up inside the mountain to the 140-foot summit on metal rails, took us speeding down and around the slopes and in and out through tunnels till the sleds finally splashed down into a glacier lake at the bottom. The third time we went on this ride, I took along my movie camera to try to capture how thrilling it was to ride these rails around and down till we ended up plunging into the water at the end. You had to be taller than the bottom of this sign to drive one of the gas-powered automobiles on the Autopia freeway, and this time Danny made it and had great sport taking the wheel all by himself for a happy drive down Disney's Road to Utopia. That day in Disneyland, which actually lasted until midnight, was indeed a day of days for all of us. The port city of San Diego, at the southern end of California, is famous for its zoo, one of the finest in the world. Holding a playful little lion cub in her arms was an unexpected treat for Mary. And in the special children's zoo part of the park, where a goat, tapir, and baby camel were among the friendly animals, Daniel even got to ride on the back of a giant Galapagos tortoise, which had incredibly strong legs. Many of the animals in this zoo were displayed in open-air settings without bars. Look out there, Dan. We especially admired these beautiful Siberian tigers. After San Diego, we made a one-day side trip into the country of Mexico. In the town of Tijuana, just over the border, there's a bull ring, outside of which is a monumental statue of a group of large fighting bulls being rounded up. The so-called brave bulls, which we saw here, had been bred for bullfighting, and like the steers we had seen in the Texas stockyards on their way to the slaughterhouse, these bulls were about to die. Here they were killed by a matador with a sword in a Spanish spectacle hundreds of years old, which was very different for us. From Mexico, we started heading home, stopping to learn all about all kinds of cactus plants in Arizona's Sonora Desert Museum. Then in New Mexico, we had the fun of playing barefoot on the shiny dunes of White Sands National Monument, the world's largest gypsum desert. These dunes are made up of tiny white gypsum particles, constantly blown by the wind, and it was quite an experience to run, somersault, and slide down the smooth, hot, slippery slopes like walking in piles of pure white sugar. The first atomic bomb test explosion was set off about 50 miles north of this area. We also stopped at the Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico for our final national park. Much larger and deeper than Mammoth Cave, which we had visited in Kentucky at the start of this summer's trip, we had lunch in a giant limestone cavern 750 feet underground. Then, traveling through the southern part of Texas, we saw the historic Alamo and finally stopped at the San Jacinto Memorial Monument, the world's tallest stone structure commemorating the 1836 battle in which the Texas Republic won its independence from Mexico. Here, the Barstow family made a final hats-off salute, not just to the Lone Star of Texas, but to the stars of all the 48 United States we now had visited. As Mary wrote in her journal, it was really wonderful to have taken these trips so that we could see so much of our country and meet so many of its people. Well, that's the story. We hope you've enjoyed it of these 5 summers of camping trips with our Barstow family all across our wonderful country. The day after we got back, the Hartford Courant had a follow-up story, this time with a photograph, on Saturday, August 12th, 1961. Mission accomplished. 5 years ago, the Barstow family of Stillwell Drive, Wethersfield, planned to visit the then 48 United States on summer camping trips. They returned to Wethersfield Friday. Mission accomplished. The last state visited was Nevada on July 20th. So we felt really great about this, and these trips, the places that we went and the things we did gave us such a tremendous appreciation of the great breadth and beauty and wonderful diversity of this marvelous country of ours. And I think the memories of it have stayed with all the members of the family throughout our lives, and we're so grateful to have had the opportunity to do this, and we appreciate your letting us share it with you now. And thank you again for watching. Take care and give thanks.